going to look for water. Water in Herzele. But shall we be able to find it here? Who knows? Fortunately, we are getting the help of a fantastic team. These ladies are professionals in looking for, well, everything actually to do with water. Taps, toilets, sweat, but also sources, brooks, puddles, rivers, seas, you name it. They are diviners. Let me introduce them to you.
And here they are, our diviners.
Kira, Jolanka, Juliette, Lotte, Flair.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down, oh below my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take the whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
It's obvious why we're here.
Water, a lot of water.
This is the fortress of Herzele. Probably originally a wooden fortress stood here. In the 7th and 8th century, it was a good place to hide from the Normans.
At that time, this place was known as Harja Sala. Sala means building and Harja is owned by the Lord. Herzele was a part of the county of Flanders.
Later, from 1096, the wooden building became a strong water fortress. The owner, Franco van Herzele, left his wife and children for a crusade and he didn't want to leave them unprotected. From then on, there was water around his castle.
Oh, the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea.
Hi, we are here on the Groen Laan, the Green Lane. How come you can't find any water here? And yet this Green Avenue is a special water spot because it's closer to the river Denders. What means that here it is an important place for the runoff of the wastewater, the water of the hills and spring water of Herzele. All this water runs out into the Molenbeek, the Millbrook, and it ends into the river. This Molenbeek is important for the area because it provided not less than 12 mills in earlier times. These mills sometimes also caused misery. Water that hits a mill will flow faster.
There is a story that on Pentecost of the year 1926, during horse races, here at this place, during a thunderstorm, all the people had to flee from a flood that uprooted trees and dragged people with it.
In the 19th century, French soldiers stole the bell from the church tower. But unfortunately, their cart, driven by horses, was much too heavy. They had to throw the clock into the fountain, and hence the name, Clock Fountain. Ever since, the fountain has become bottomless, and, moreover, the water tastes of iron. The Levinus Spring is located a little further on and is marked by a blue stone plinth with a brick chapel. On the occasion of the Levinus year in 2007, the old source was restored for the church administration and the municipal council. The spring, which used to be a place of popular devotion, was restored, as was the masonry. The legend of Saint Levinus goes as follows. In 657 he was beheaded in Sint-Lieve-Zesse, but miraculously he walked with his head under his arm to Sint-Lieveshouten, where his grave was dug by angels. Sint-Lieve-Zesse and Sint-Lieveshouten celebrate every 50 years to mark this patron saint. The last edition took place in 2007. The Pater Lieven and the Levinus of the Van den Bossche Brewery are named after him.
Can you hear this too? There's an old saga telling us of a water devil. It's been a while since he was seen last, but every now and then he surfaces. The story goes that there was a drunken man in Steenhuizen who saw him last, but he was brave and unafraid and just walked on. The devil got very angry and said, "I am the water devil." The drunken man answered, "If you are really the water devil, you should be able to swim." And he threw the devil into the brook. Ever since, no one has ever met the water devil again. Contrary to the water devil, that hasn't been seen in a very long time, there is Kludder, a big black dog with dangling chains, huge claws, a broad head, and rough sort of hair. He lives in hollow trees, and whenever you pass him, he will join you. He gets onto your back, and you'll have to carry him all the way. The longer you're on the way, the heavier he gets.
One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right.
Back in the day, in Steenhuizen, nobody could be prosecuted or arrested except by the local lord. The legend goes as follows. There was a certain man, Willem de Vrieze, and he committed a murder in France. He was condemned to beheading by axe, but he managed to escape and was followed, of course, by the local police. He promised Holy Mary that he would build a chapel if he would be able to escape from the police. And what do you reckon? He managed to do so, and he felt so happy that he wept like a child. So he actually built the Schrijkapel, which literally translated as the Weeping Chapel.
The captain called all hands and swore he'd take the whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, but he belonged to the wellerman's creed.
In the center of Herzele, there has been an artificial earthen hill for centuries, surrounded by a wide moat. Locally, this site is referred to as the wall, or in English, the wall. It is a remnant of a medieval fortress called a motte castle, and one of the best preserved examples in Flanders. When in 1843 the vicarage was built right next to the motte, the hill was connected to the vicarage garden by an iron bridge. Today, The moat is maintained by a fisherman's club that bears the evocative name of the walvisers, or in English, the whale fishermen.
What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do? She took the ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went.